What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339.0, New Star Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing? Welcome to another program in the series of What's on Your Mind. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV, and I am Carl. How you doing? Let me say thanks for tuning into the program. We wasn't here for the last 2 weeks, but sometime you need a rest. But our last show we had Sugar Rainbow and Heather Haywood. Let me say thank you, ladies, for being on our program. Don't forget you can actually check their music out, which is actually they got some wonderful tunes out there. And Sugar Rainbow Heather Haywood is actually making an album with the Cool Notes, and she is actually a member of the Cool Notes. And also Sugar Rainbow's got her own musical career going, so you can check them out. Yeah, let me say big thanks to all you guys who actually tune into the program. Massive respect, you know what I mean? Also want to say big shout out to Ken McLean. Ken McLean is like the master of the stage, and he's actually in a show called Joyous Rush, a Joyous Jamaican Journey, which is absolutely marvelous. I went and check it out last week. Man, I tell you what, I'm a very critical person, as you can tell. And I'm going to tell you this. I loved every moment of that show. For me to say that, that's why I says I am a very critical person. Constructive criticism, of course, but there was nothing about that program with criticism. It was absolutely marvelous. So, Ken, you and the crew, let me say big, massive respect. That is great work. And as I say, go and check that program out when you see it. Yeah, go and check it out. Also, I want to say a big shout out, Mr. Wow. G Cross, how you doing, sir? Hope all is well with you. Mr. JD Douglas, the one and only, how you doing? Big shout out to you. You've been on this program. And all you guys who's been on the program, let me say a big shout out to you. Thank you for taking the part and coming out to our program. Mr. Momo Watson, how you doing? Big shout out to you. All you guys. There's so many of you. I can't mention all of you, you know what I mean? And guess what, guys? We've got an election tomorrow. In the UK. We've got an election in the UK. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, I've always believed in voting. Yes, I've always believed in voting. Because one of the reasons sometimes I actually push this. One of the reasons why I always believe in voting is that people of color and women has fought for years and years to get the right to vote. But these days, the world is in such a state, I don't know who to vote for. In fact, I haven't made my mind up yet. I still may make my mind up, but I haven't made my mind up yet. My wonderful guest this afternoon is a wonderful, absolutely fantastic lady. She's a singer, she's an artist, she's a recording artist also, and she does a lot of festivals and live shows all across the UK. Her name is Tina B. Tina B, are you there? How are you?
I'm here, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
How's your day been?
Wow, until I started trying to connect up to things, it's been all right.
Let me say, it's glad to have the connection. It was a bit tricky, wasn't it?
It was a bit iffy. Yeah, it was a bit iffy. I wasn't sure if I'd be here or not, but yeah, you know what? I'm here. Thank you.
The trouble about technology, we have to embrace it. So what part of the country are you on?
I'm in Nottingham. Sunny Nottingham.
Okay. Is it sunny up there? Is it sunny?
Nah, it's been raining.
It's been raining. Well, at the moment, I think it's actually raining all over the world. I have to say that. Because the world is actually one big playground, if you can call it that. And as we see, we have that massive hurricane in the Caribbean, and it's moving across.
Yeah.
So we can expect some rain because the Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Mediterranean, they're all connected. Part of what I call the global thing.
That's
and
right.
As I say, how was work today?
Work was all right. I worked at home today. I had about 6 appointments, so it was good because I didn't have to come out of my pajamas, just get up, shower, brush your teeth and everything.
You work at
home.
home?
Your pajamas back on and you're on the phone. Unless you got a Zoom call, just tidy the top half of you, and then you're all right. You got your pajama trousers on still. They won't know.
Serious. You crap. You already crap. You gotta crap me up. I like to laugh. The pajamas. Mm. I'm not. I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna.
keep
I'm not, I'm
pajamas
not
on
gonna
or your
talk.
joggers. They won't
I'm
know.
not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk about pajamas. There's a reason. But I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, why? Why?
I'm gonna leave it there. Trust me. There's a reason.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I,
I
I,
trust your judgment.
I gotta leave it there. Don't wanna get into trouble.
Okay, okay, okay.
Let me just do my eyes. My eyes. Not just my eyes. Right. Because
Already,
sometimes
Carl.
I
Crying already.
yes,
You're crying
sometimes
already.
yes, you're there. Right. As you know, I like to look at a couple of headlines across the world. And the big one that's broke is Hurricane Beryl. It has caused chaos across a part of the Caribbean. And a lot of islands has been destroyed. St. Vincent, Cameroon, the Grenadines, and Grenada, all has been hit. It is and by this terrible hurricane. Roofs has blown off. There's been landslides, roads being blocked. It's actually terrible, and it is actually heading towards Jamaica. I think it's actually reached Jamaica. In Jamaica, however, there's heavy rain, there's some roadblocks, and there's high wind. So at the moment, there's no big sort of devastation going on at the moment. But as I say, it's probably reached Jamaica this morning. So we'll actually keep an eye on that. And this is massive, it's big, because it's 376 meters wide. Jamaica is only 146 meters wide.
Oh no.
So that is a big thing. Talk to me
Very.
about what do you think about this hurricane?
It's worrying because obviously you've got family and friends over there. So, it's scary and it's just so sad. It's just like it's one thing after another.
Yeah,
They're saying that it's so powerful because the waters are so warm. If the waters wasn't as warm as it
yeah,
is, it wouldn't be. The impact wouldn't be so bad.
yeah,
But for a little island like that, it's going to be terrible. It's
yeah,
going to be
yeah.
really terrible.
And I
You
say
know.
it has destroyed a couple of the islands, and they're asking for help. You know what I mean? And we hope people can send them help or give them help and get them all what they need. You know, before as quick as they can. Yeah. The other thing now,
Definitely.
speaking of the hurricane, the one thing I came across as well, which I find very unusual, is so I look on FB today. Look on FB, and there's
Right.
like a lot of people sending up prayers for Barbados. There's a lot of people sending up prayers for St. Vincent. There's a lot of people sending up prayers for Jamaica. There's a lot of people sending up prayers for the Grenadian. Now, what I find sort of get my head around is I'd like to see everybody just send a prayer for a whole region instead of
Yes.
your little
Individual.
individual islands. You get that?
Mm.
So I notice these
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Instead of let's say a big prayer for the whole region. Yeah. We send prayers for one island, two island, three islands. I know some owner's gonna say, "Oh, it's my islands." So it's sort of separating us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that context,
Yeah.
and I don't really buy into that. You know, I don't really buy into
But
that.
that's how people are, and if it don't affect them, they're not bothered.
Exactly,
It's
which
the
is
same thing.
which I find very sort of disappointed. It's like I was talking to my producer, and I'm saying to my producer, "Well, I'm from Clarendon. I'm playing for Clarendon, but I'm not playing from St. Catherine. I'm not playing for Manchester. I'm not covering for St. Elizabeth." So I find that a little bit disappointed. So guys, let's just put the prayer up for the whole region. Thank
That's
you.
right. Everybody.
Everybody,
Everybody.
everybody. I couldn't help but notice that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not funny, but but when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Right, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can actually leave your comments. Now, a 14-year-old boy has been charged and arrested in Canada, Toronto. He's actually killed two Jamaican. And these two Jamaicans are actually from St. Anne's. And they say the 14-year-old is up on charge. And several other people was actually injured in the shooting. And as I say, these two men actually has left 17 children. So you wonder
Whoa.
who's going to look out for the children. And one of the man, his name is Mr. Delroy Parks and Seymour Gibbs. And I say, both is from St. Anne's. And we already talked, sometimes I always see, we don't see much news from Canada, but it is happening. You there, Tina?
Yeah, yeah, that's devastating. That is, those poor children.
Yeah. And
Terrible.
no,
14.
17 children they've left. These guys,
No, but the
17,
child is 14 that did it.
14-year-old. Yeah. And you know what? They was only playing dominoes. They was playing dominoes.
Oh, what?
Yes, they was playing dominoes, and they come on the scene, and they open up fire and killed. And a lot of people's, about 7 people, has been injured.
Wow. I never
Mad, isn't
heard
it?
about that. I didn't
Mad,
hear
isn't
about
it?
that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
14.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Really crazy. Now, let me move on. Now, Stephen Lawrence, murderer. David Norris is applied for his appeal. He's, sorry,
No.
he's applied to be freed because his parole, the minimum sentence he actually got was actually 14 years. He's only served 12 years, so he's applied to be released. Mr. Lawrence, Stephen Lawrence's father, is not very happy with that. And he says he'll do everything in his power to stop this. And you got to bear in mind some of the people that actually took part in that crime are still walking our streets. I find that very disgusting. Tina?
Shocking. The whole Stephen Lawrence thing is like, no matter how long ago it
Yeah,
happened, it's like it's still carrying on with just different people's kids. That's all.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
still happening, and they're still
yeah,
getting away, walking free with it. They don't have no regard for black lives. They
yeah, yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
They don't. You can go and kill somebody. Police, for instance, go and kill somebody, and they get away with it. You know how? It's just absolute madness. You
It
know,
is.
it's even when you see them arresting people, you'll have a black person, and they'll probably shoot them. They won't even get them out of the car, and you'll see the other, white people arguing with them, and they're back and forth with the arguing, and like, why are they taking so much time with this person? If it was a black person, they'd be on the floor, they'd have their knee in the neck and all sorts, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's the
yeah,
same thing with these kids. When the kids are getting killed, it's like nobody's bothered. You don't even hear about it half the time. It's not
yeah,
good. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
That's one of the deaths that touched me, because that was like one of the first big, massive ones that happened. And, people were in uproar about it. And there was just, as you said, they're walking free. Nobody really answered to this death,
Yeah.
nobody.
Okay, okay.
Nobody.
It's one of them ones, isn't it? Now, um,
Yeah.
some of their local candidates for who's actually standing has been invited to this protest. It's a black pride, I should say black Birmingham Black Pride racist attack protest, and it's on every Saturday, and it starts at 1 p.m. And I say quite a few people who's actually standing for the Erdington election has actually been invited to this. I don't think any of them actually showed up. However, I have been informed that a trade union member and a candidate at the Liberal Democratic Party turned up a couple of weeks ago. And it is to do with basically three, a woman of color, and another woman who was pregnant. They went into the store, and there was racial abuse, and they was attacked. And basically, a man, which was one of the woman's husband or boyfriends, I should say, partner. Let's say get it right, partner. He actually stand and defend him. He was beaten up by a couple of these people from allegedly international store, which is in High Street in Erdington. And as I say, and also there was a 14-year-old boy who actually was beaten up. And I actually speak to a Mr. Warren G, who it actually happens to. And he tell us the whole story. And he was beaten up by allegedly by about 7 people, and he was in hospital for quite some time. And what they actually protesting about is to stop the racial abuse, and they actually, as you can see, this sign shut it down. So the other thing I always said, we people of color, if you go somewhere and you're using these shops and you're being racial abused, stop using these shops.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Don't go back.
stop using
Don't
this
go
shop.
back.
Don't go back. And I say, they carry on with this protest, and this protest is going on every. I think it goes on every Saturday from 1 p.m. till 2 p.m. And I say, we'll see how it materializes. What do you think of that?
No, I think it's good. Like people need to start sticking together now. They need to pull together and defend each other. They need to have themselves, so you don't have to rely on anybody else. That's why we can get disrespected by people,
Yeah,
because we don't have anything for ourselves. And
yeah,
even if we do have anything, you're going to be overcharged, or you've got an attitude going with it, or people come and spoil what's going off there
yeah,
for others, with the fighting, or, they got beef with somebody else. They'll come to your function and do what they want to do. We need to change our mentality as a people,
yeah,
and
totally.
get together. And, like the Asians, they work together. They just keep it within their community. We don't do that. We
No,
don't do
no,
that.
no.
And it's like if somebody gets something, everybody's bad minding them. So
Tell me
it's
about
like
it. Tell
we've
me
got a
about
long
it.
way to go. Got
Yeah,
a long way to go.
yeah, yeah,
Really long way to go.
yeah,
So
yeah.
no,
And
it's
it's
sad.
it's it's sort of sometimes you don't really want to talk about this because it's still going on, and you can't believe it is still going on. You know, when you say racial attacks from where we're coming from and racial abuse is still going on, and
Of
when you tell
course.
somebody you've been racially attacked or racially abused, you actually feel embarrassed. You know, to actually say so. You see where I'm coming from?
They think it's all in your mind. I can never forget. I used to work in Derby,
Yeah,
and this white girl that I used to work with, me and her shouldn't have even been friends, because she didn't like Asian people. She used to call them the most names and be awful. She was proper racist towards them. But me and her actually got on. And I can remember I went into Birds, because I had to commute from Nottingham to Derby to get to work and back again. So I went to Birds. I said, I'm going to get a little snack to eat on the coach. So I went into this shop now, and there was a woman in front of me, then me, and there was another woman after me. And the woman, she served the woman in front of me, stepped past me and started serving the woman that was behind me. I stood there like shocked. And I was like,
serious.
I didn't even have time to argue with this woman, to catch my coat. So I came out. So the next day I says to the same white girl I work with, I says, you never guess what happened to me yesterday? Blah, 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 blah. I went to shop. No, you must be imagining it. You're imagining it. I says, all right then. Let's go there at lunchtime then. So we
Yeah,
went back at lunchtime. She was outside smoking a cigarette like this, looking through the window. And I went to the counter, and she served this woman. And when it got to my turn, that's when she decided to go and put on the gloves and go in the oven and take out what she's taking out. And because there was nobody else after me, just me. And my friend, she was outside and she was like this. I said, do you believe me? She says, I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it for myself. I thought you was overreacting. I
yeah,
says, listen, you have to be black to notice these things. You would never notice it because you're not in my skin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Serious, serious,
Do you
serious.
believe it? But it's there, it's everywhere.
It is
It's
everywhere. It's
everywhere.
everywhere,
You
and
can just feel it.
it's not. It doesn't seem to getting any better. You know what I mean? From the bad old 70s where it was ripe into the 80s, it doesn't seem to get any better. A lot of people gonna say to me, it's getting better. I find those people
Nah,
is actually who's made away from themselves. They move out of the suburbs, or they move out. You know what I mean?
mm,
I'm making some change so I can move away from this. But they don't realize what is actually going on.
nah,
They're not awake. They're not awake. They're not awake.
they're not. They're not.
Yeah,
They're not aware of their
yeah,
environment or the surroundings. It's quite. That's quite sad as well.
yeah,
Quite
yeah,
sad when they just play down what is blatant racism, and
yeah,
they're playing it down, saying, "Oh, you're overreacting. Oh, it was just banter. It's just a joke."
yeah. Stupid, man.
Nah,
Stupid, stupid.
joke. Yeah.
Right. Let me move on. Acid attack. This is nasty. The photograph
Oh,
is actually disgusting. 75% acid attacks is up in the UK, and only 8% actually goes to court. Different agency is actually calling on the government, or the new government that gets into power, to see if they can hit down hard on this. You know what I mean? And as I say, it used to be amongst gangs, different rifle gangs used to actually do this, but it's spread and it's spreading in the community. The lady there on the screen, she was actually attacked in 2017. So that is, I don't know how she is now, but this is actually a disgusting and hideous crime and should be stamped down hard, just like how knife crime should be stamped down hard on. Tina.
that is it. I wonder, where do they get these stuff from?
Yeah.
Where do they get this stuff from? And how are they not burning up themselves with this thing? Because they're the ones that should get burnt up,
Well,
I don't get
well,
it.
where to get his stuff from? If you work in engineering background, you know what I mean. I actually know where I can get this stuff from because I am from that background. You know what I mean. So if you work in an engineering background or even say a jewelry field, you know what I mean. You need acid to actually clean things. You know what I mean. But where they
Yeah, but
actually
these
grow
youth,
it and get it from the streets, I don't know.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Because yes, all right, you've got that background, and as you say, jewelers, they've got that because it's a chemical what they use,
that's right.
constructive. But the old people off the street, how are they getting access to these things?
I
It's
don't know. I
it
don't know.
just baffles me. It
Yeah, yeah,
baffles me.
yeah, yeah.
Something as corrosive as that
I mean,
and
I don't know
dangerous,
if I don't
you
know
know.
if you can get it in your normal DIY place. I don't know. I don't know. I've never looked for it there.
Exactly. It's not something I've ever thought about. Oh, let's throw some acid on somebody. I've
Yeah.
never thought about that before. But it's
But it's getting worse.
beyond
And we
belief.
did see a couple of months ago where a man attacked a lady in London. I think that was we was all aware of that, and he
Yeah.
actually they couldn't find him. But when they actually found him, they saw a photograph of him, and when this photograph actually show where he had put acid onto this lady, but he also put it onto himself. I think they couldn't find him for a couple of the days. However, he did turn up somewhere dead. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah. Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, good. I'm
yeah,
glad. Yeah, he died. Serve him
yeah,
right.
it is disgusting. Now let me move on. Football.
Ah,
I have to. Japawa. They call it Japawa. My good friend on Facebook actually calls it Japawa. Um, Jude Billingham, and they're calling him Hey Jude, the Beatles song. Everybody's singing the Beatles songs. Hey Jude, can't sing it anymore.
yeah.
Copyrights. Now, and the fantastic bicycle kick that he actually done was actually
Was
marvelous.
amazing. Was
But
amazing.
it was amazing. I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say that. Because I'm not. Let me mix this up. Let me make this up, because this is one of the best goal that any, and I'm sticking my neck out. This is one of the best goal that any England player playing for England that has been scored in the last 40 years.
Yeah,
I'm,
I
thank you.
agree.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
agree.
Now, after that goal was scored, I heard a lot of people creating their dribble, dribble, creating their dribble to say, "Oh,
Nice
what was the
words, Carl.
dribble?" I say it again, creating their dribble,
Yeah,
saying,
I get
"What was the best job? What was the best? What was the best? I crack you up. Let me stop. What was the best 10 goals that anyone has ever scored for England? Now, we
Yeah.
don't need to know the 10 best goals. This was one of the
No.
best goals that any England player playing for England has ever scored. We're not talking about the league, or we're not talking about the Premier League. That is one of the best goals over the last 40 years for anybody
Yeah.
playing for England has ever scored. Yes, not your David Beckham, not your Gary Lineker, not your Alan Shearer, not your Paul Gascoigne, none of them. So, just guys, stop your dribble and say the goal was the best goal you ever seen in your whole entire life. And give the man his due. Now, if it was the England captain who scores it,
Right.
we would have get,
We'll take the
let me do the Donald Trump now. Let me do the Donald Trump. Donald Trump. If that was the Indian captain actually scores it, it would have got, oh, this is the best goal in the history of the world. There has never been another goal like this.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
They're still going on about 1966. Come
thank you.
on.
Thank you. And I'd say as well, this even beat the 1966 goal.
Of course.
Of course. So, as I say, guys, once again, with your dribble, just say the goal was the damn worst goal you ever see in your entire lifetime and give the man credits. Now, I don't know if England is going to win because England,
I am
I don't know if England is going to win. I'm glad you say that because England has actually been, it's the reality of things. England has actually been in one of the easiest group and they had to struggle. But we wish them all the best. Yes.
You do.
Of course I do. Of course I do. Of course I do. And I mean
do.
that because you know what? There's some great players of color that plays in the English league
Yeah.
and in England
But it's just
and the England team, but they also give them a very hard time. Yes. Right, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Leave your comments. We're having fun today. Big fun. Now, the legendary actor Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is also a historian. And he says, the thoughts of Black History Month makes him sick to the teeth. He doesn't like it. And he twists it round because he says what they actually do, they actually give us the shortest months in the year, February, the shortest month in the year. And
Yeah.
we're supposed to celebrate Black history. Yeah, he says it's wrong. He says it's disgusting. It makes him sick.
It's wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So that is where he's going with that. What do you think about that? What do you think of that?
Yeah, but the Black History Month thing, I've never been into it because it should be all year, every day. It shouldn't be just 1 month. Everybody's creating excitement and doing the most just because it's Black History Month. It should be day in, day out, every day for the year. Because we're not black 1 month for the year, are we? We're black all the time.
No.
So he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw the headlines, I thought I've gone right off him now. But I understand.
You got to read. You got to go with it. See. Go with it. You have to look into it. Yes.
Yeah, because I
Well, he
actually
says-
like him as an actor.
As I say, great actor. As I say, he says American history is history. You know what I mean? So American history is history. So the idea of this, how many days in February for Black History Month is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it is actually
right.
it's actually wrong. So that's where he's going with that. Which I take his
it
point
makes sense.
and I understand his point.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also think one of the things I always say about Black History Month, or I know somebody I know said they should call it something else. And somebody I know very well. Also, one of the things I always find about it, they should celebrate it. If they celebrate it in America, if they celebrate it in Europe, they celebrate it in Africa. See where I'm going with this? They should celebrate it the whole 1 day, if they're gonna have 1 day, or 1 month. You don't have
Yeah.
America celebrate it in February We celebrated it. When is it? October in the UK.
Yeah,
Somewhere else
yeah.
celebrate it somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I
Mm.
always say if we're gonna celebrate, we should just celebrate it for that 1 month everywhere across the world. Unity is strength. So
That's right.
that's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
I've
I
always
agree.
felt that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Vibes Cartel. The dancehall
Oh.
artists. Yes. Now,
Oh,
now
bit
this
rough, isn't
cartel,
it?
the cartel
Bloody hell.
case, the cartel case
Um,
could cost Jamaica $150 million. That's in lawyers, money going to UK lawyers. My headphones is playing up. UK lawyers. And it's alleged that the Jamaica government paid $26 million in April. And there's also talk of payments of 36.2 million, which is, you know, what can I say about that?
well, you know what? He did what he did. He needs to just keep quiet and just stop trying to come out. You know, he's had a good run in it. He's still been making money. He's still been
Well,
doing music.
well he's making music. He's making music from prison, isn't it? So
Yeah,
and he's always been making music. You know what I mean?
he's having a lovely time. He's having a better time than some of them other prisoners. You know, what's he want
Yeah.
to come out for? He's just doing the same thing what he's doing outside, inside. Stay inside. Kill people. You're not coming out. Yeah.
All
Stay put and
right.
be happy.
Great. Now
That's what I
you got
think.
you like this one. Now, a priest. Oh, this came out some time ago, but it's circulating again. A priest who actually died and went to hell. He said he actually met demons and he wasn't expecting hell to be like it is because
Oh,
I mean, his name is Mr. Johnson, Gerald Johnson, and I say he says he went to hell, and when he went to hell, the music that was actually listening to was not the music he expects, because he may expect some heavy rock music, Metallica, and all that. Well, guess what? Guess what I was playing? The ladies.
well, I see Rihanna's picture, so it must be Rihanna. Ooh, let me get.
It's good on you. There was, there was, there there was playing Rihanna. There was playing Rihanna on
Wow.
short music, and
Oh,
he says he wouldn't expect it on his worst enemy because it was so bad.
oh, wow. So he's not a Rihanna fan then.
Now, now you know me, me with common sense. Now, here's the thing you see. Now, the priest is a man of God, isn't he? He's supposed to be holier than holy. Yes, that's
Wait,
how
wait,
they.
wait. What's he doing in hell?
I,
What's he doing in hell? What's he
you,
doing
you
in
got you
hell if
got
he's
me.
a
You
priest?
got me. Eddie. You see where I'm going with this? He's supposed to be holy and holy, respect, love the Lord, praise the Lord each and every day, and spread the word. What's he going to hell for? Why wouldn't he? Why would he be in hell?
Why would he open his mouth and say that though? I would never tell anybody that if I was a priest.
Yeah, why would he be in
I'd
hell?
lie. So I
If
went
he's
to
a man of
heaven.
if he's a man of God, why would he be in hell? Makes no
And
makes
that just dawned on me. He's a
yeah, that
priest.
makes no
And he's
sense. Makes no sense. You know what I mean?
wow.
And it's like a couple of a reporter did about another minister, another priest. He was actually abusing. This is a bit different. He was actually abusing um his church sisters. He was having sex with his church sisters. He was raping off the children. He was doing it for 20 years. And nobody, he's gone to prison now. Nobody in the church and nobody, the church, the church organization, nobody said nothing about it. He got away with it for 20 years.
That's
And
terrible.
what he was doing as well,
Terrible.
He was having sex with his female congregation, and some of them had to go and have an abortion. So somebody in his organization and the church must know this was going on.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Wow.
I ain't got no words for that one.
You got
This
no
just
words.
reminds me of
It is there. Because
No.
I did a report a couple of weeks ago about it. Yeah, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It reminds me. Wait, can you remember David Koresh that said he was the son of God,
Okay.
and he went to Waco, a bunch of people to Waco. Now he turns up at this Seventh-day Adventist church and says, "Oh, I'm the son of God. I'm the son of God," and everybody's like, "Wow, he's the son of God," and just believed everything. It stopped all the men from having sex with their wives, and he was having sex with the wives
With the
and the
wives,
children. Yeah, and then he took them to Waco and had them in this community there, and he was like having sex with all of them, you know. And I'm thinking, are these people stupid or what?
I know.
You know, they got no sense. They're that desperate to believe in something. This random man just comes from nowhere and says, "I'm the son of God," and they
Well,
just believe it.
this guy who was doing this, the priest, who's actually having sex with his congregation, he says he was giving them a spiritual bath so they could go to heaven.
Oh, is that what you call it? Okay.
That's what I'm called.
No, thank you. Wow. Wow.
That's what he calls it. That's what he was doing. And
Okay.
he was sent to court, a Birmingham Crown Court.
Over here in
Of
England.
course, it's over here. What do you think we're talking about? No, yeah, it's here. Yeah, he's from
Birmingham.
London. He's from London. He was trying Birmingham.
You dirty tramp. Wow. Oh,
Yeah. As I say,
really?
some of these people, man, some of these people. So as we,
Black man. Was he black?
sorry.
Was he black?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's
Crazy.
why, you know what? I'll go to church for funerals, christenings, and weddings, but you ain't catching me there on a Sunday. I'm sorry.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
I went
not.
to a christening on Sunday. It was
We've
very good,
heard
though. Yeah.
the sad thing about this. We've heard about this all the time, and there's actually one professor, and he was actually saying this is still. Even when I was talking and reporting on that a couple of weeks ago, there's one professor who actually saying this is actually still going on. Yeah, or somewhere along the line, this is still going on.
Wow. Sad.
It is sad.
Really sad.
It is very sad. It's very sad. You know what I mean? And
Birmingham,
the thing that really annoys me about this, the fact that children was involved. Children was
Yes.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the parents must, but then again, if the parents is doing what they're doing, they're not going to take any notice of the kid in it, because when the pastor says jump, they jump. They just listen to everything the pastor says. So,
But it's
you know,
as I say,
they've got no way, they've got no one to help them.
somebody in the church, somebody in the organization must know. Actually, his wife was also involved. His wife knew about it. So somebody in the yes, his wife was involved. Somebody in the church must know this is going on, and they turn a dirty blind eye.
They're just as bad as them people. They should have got
Yes.
locked up as well, because
Yes,
they're
they should.
complicit to what's going on.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely
should
disgusting.
get sentenced as well.
Yeah.
Evil.
They should. Evil.
They haven't got no one to turn to. The parents are in it, the people in the church in it, they haven't got no help. And then probably if they go to school, the school teachers are so overworked and stuff now, they haven't even got time to notice signs of abuse and things like that anymore. You know, they've got too many kids, they're overworked. They ain't even going to notice anything.
Yeah. And can you imagine the scar it has left on these children?
Of course. It's going to ruin them for life.
Yeah.
Ruin them for life. Ugh.
Right, guys, you can leave your comments. Tina B, you're a singer,
Hey,
you're a songwriter,
I am.
you're a performer,
I am. I
and
am.
I am. That's a new song. So, quick recap. Where did it all started for you? Who are you looking at there?
Yeah, it's a good title song. I am.
I am.
Watch if I don't write a song. I am.
I
Thank you
am.
for that
Yes.
idea. Yeah, as I said, it was accidental. It was
Mm.
just out with my friend drinking, and
What
they
was
had
what
a
was you drinking?
karaoke.
God help
I
it.
think I was on the white rum then. White
Serious.
rum with lime cordial and lemonade.
All
Very
right.
refreshing drink. Yes, so I was having a couple of those or 10. And she said, "Oh, go up and sing a song." I said, "Nah." And then she kept badgering me, and she went up and she put a song down, and they called my name. So I ended up going up there, and I sang, and everybody seemed to like it. And I thought, oh, okay. And then there was a competition, and there was about 30 people in it, and I entered and I won, which was quite nice. And it just took off from there. People started booking me for like events and functions and things like that. But I used to be on the sound system before I did the karaoke thing. So,
Okay.
to
What
chat
was
on
your
the
was
mic
your
type.
voice in it or selector?
No, I was like a sing J.
Okay, I sing Jay. Right. How does that
Yeah.
go? How's that? How's that go? How's that go?
A bit of singing, a bit of DJing, a bit of combination.
All
So
right.
yeah, and I used to do specials, like record specials for sound systems and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I used to do. But it was just like a hobby. I didn't really take it
Yeah.
seriously because
What about
I'm very
what about
shy. You see.
what about when you was going to school? What was that? Was that have you anything like that on your mind when you was going to school?
No, but you know what? I used
Mm,
to love music because I
mm,
used to like have like a nice little record player what my dad gave me,
yeah.
and I used to play all the lovers rock music because I've always liked lovers rock because my favourite's Louisa Marks. I
Louisa
love
Mark.
it. So I
Cartoon
used to
Alive.
play that on repeat, and the Janet Kay album Capricorn Woman used to play that all the time. So yeah, I just used to love music. I've always loved music. We grew up on music.
Mm,
One of my uncles is a session musician, Trevor Starr, and
all right.
he's in a band now called Scatitians, but he's back Jimmy Cliff, and quite a few other artists, and he just did a piece of work with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, wrote a piece for the Windrush. So he's
Great.
been performing that all over the place. So
What's his name?
his son does music, my
What's his
brother
name?
does.
What's his name?
Trevor Starr,
Okay.
Trevor
All right.
Starr.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Brown, but his stage name is Trevor Starr. Used to be in that band, typically tropical, that sing, "Whoa, I'm going
Going
to
to
Barbados."
Barbados.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah.
was in that.
Whoa!
That's the one. He was in that
Caribbean
band.
Sea.
That's the
Whoa!
one.
You
All
start me
right,
off now.
enough,
Carry on. Sorry.
enough.
Carry on.
Yeah, so that's basically how it began. Yeah, so yeah,
And what
that's it.
about when you start recording? What was your first studio actually
You
recording?
know what? I didn't actually record anything till like 2021.
Okay.
I think that's my first track I did. Yeah,
Right.
because I wasn't actually doing anything. Everything for me started back to front because most people they start with like backing tracks and then they move on to a band. But
Mm,
I was with like a live band most of the time, so I didn't actually have anything recorded.
okay.
So I've been in about 3 or 4 bands, and then I went into the Britain's Got Reggae competition in about 2015,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the only one that didn't have any material because I didn't record anything. So they had to sort of like when they was doing like the promoting and that they had to sort of like splice the audio from this performance I did at the Hootenanny and play that on the radio to represent mine. And I was like the poor orphan, didn't have anything. So but
Right.
yeah, I got to the finals in that. Obviously I didn't win, but it was a really good experience.
Great.
So yeah, it was nice.
Absolutely, absolutely marvelous. So when you actually put out your first tune, and what was it?
It was 2021. I did a track called Decisions. and that was on the Rainbow Art label. I recorded that in Portsmouth.
Okay.
With actually, it was a lady that I met on the Britain's Got Reggae competition. Amelia, her name is. She sings reggae. She's Polish, but she sings reggae. So I went down to record. My first 2 tracks was with that label. Step Into My Life was the next one, and I did Decisions first, which is still doing really well actually. It's nice track, nice rhythm. So yeah, then my first 2 tracks, and then I went on to work with Star Vibes. Star Vibes Productions is based in London. Did a couple of tracks with him. I've actually got one coming out with him later this year. It's called Lies. It's on the Hard for Handle rhythm.
Hard
Tough
to
rhythm.
handle.
Yeah.
It's not hard to handle.
Hard for handle rhythm.
Hard for handle.
Yeah.
Hard for handle or hard to handle?
Hard for handle.
Hard for handle. I know that. I thought that's what you said.
Yes,
Anyway,
I did.
how about giving us a sample of one of your sort of early tracks? Yes, just as quickie.
Early tracks.
Anyone? Because I'm going to ask you to give us a later one.
What, 2?
Or even hard to handle. What about hard to handle? Hard for handle.
Okay. No, I can't do that one because that's not out yet. I can't do that. I did. Well, one of my last ones that I did was a cover of the Rod Stewart. Have I Told You Lately? Do you know that song?
Let's go with it.
Yeah, I did. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? No, you fill my heart with gladness, take away all my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. There you go.
Oh, you go, girl. Love it. Love it. Marvelous. Producer, love it as well. Producer is clapping. Great. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
So who are some of the people? We'll go for another one later on. What some of the people you've actually worked with?
What do you mean, supporting?
Yeah.
Or recording?
Recording. Let's start recording before we go supporting. Both.
Oh, well, as I said, Rainbow Art Productions. I've worked with Chucky Banton Records.
Okay.
Harmony Tree Records. They're based in New York. Star Vibes Promotions or Productions. Who else is there? There's a few more, but you know what? I can't even remember all the people.
Serious.
I can't remember all the people. Sorry if I've missed anybody out.
What about
No
because
offense.
the one track I actually play a lot is Smile. Was that about me? Because me, I was smiling.
Of course.
Thank
Of course, I wrote that after our last interview. I said, you
Flattery.
know what?
Flattery will
I'm
get you
gonna do-
everywhere.
Yeah. You influenced me so much. I've
Wow.
got to write a track.
Wow.
Oh, with a C, not a K.
So you be listening to my radio show as well.
Oh yeah. Always tuned into that. So yeah, that was with Banton Records, Chucky Banton.
Okay.
It was on his label. So yeah, that was an interesting one, because it was kind of like the Mission Impossible rhythm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was something different, So
That's great. That's great. Now, the one I actually still play, and you have to do this for me. You have to do this. You have to do this one. Now you have to do it. What it says, the wobble with him. The wobble with him. She looks at me like.
Well, you know what? I never actually did the dance. I didn't actually do the
How does the
dance.
song go? How does the song go?
Mind wobble, head wobble, heart wobble, wobble, wobble. Mind wobble, head wobble, heart wobble, wobble, wobble. You make my head wobble. That's how I know I'm in trouble. You make my head wobble. I'm overwhelmed by your presence, in love with your essence. You make my head wobble.
Great. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, you know I'm gonna ask. You cannot have a song. I can't do the dance. That's called wobble.
Well, the main song on the album was the wobble dance. I just
Yes.
did wobble. No
Yeah.
dance after the wobble on mine. So
Okay.
Baby Boom did the actual, the I'd say anchor, but yeah, he
Yeah.
did the main track for the album. Well, his
Okay.
track was the main one that was
Okay.
used. So no,
Great.
I didn't do no dance, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Well, I still play the wobble. Still play the wobble. Yeah. Wobble, 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 wobble.
Good.
I,
Appreciate that.
I was gonna dance. I was
Yeah,
I was stop it.
why not?
I was
Make up your own wobble dance.
I
You don't
was
have
gonna
to be
dance. I was gonna dance,
your
but I don't know how to
interpretation
wobble.
of wobble. Yeah, just wobble. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. Tell us about a couple of festivals. You've done a couple of festivals. I've seen the couple of festivals that you've actually done. You mean?
What I've done. Yeah, I've done a lot with the Moochers.
Yeah.
Um, they were the duo that started off busking and they went
Yeah.
viral.
Mm.
So I do a lot of work with them. In fact, I'm actually going on my first little mini tour this month with them, going to Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah, going to Ireland.
You're
So
going across the sea to Ireland.
drink some Guinness. Yeah.
You love your drink. You love your drink.
Hey, just a bit,
You, lo-
mate.
you love your
I'm
Guinness.
brought up on Guinness. My whole family drinks Guinness. Love
Serious.
Guinness, but I want to taste. Yeah, I want to taste that Guinness taste when it's from Ireland because it's like a meal. They said it's not like
All
this
right.
watered down thing what they get in the pumps over here.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like
All right.
meaty, you know.
Okay. So, do you mix the Guinness punch with the condensed milk?
I don't like milk. I don't drink milk.
You know, milk. Well,
No.
a big favorites a lot of people is mix the Guinness with the condensed milk and put the nutmeg in it.
Yeah, I know. I'll make punch. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll have a little bit of it because I don't do milk. I don't do
Okay.
milk, but I do like Guinness by itself. I don't like Dragon Start because I don't like anything that starts off one taste and then goes another way. You know, like sweet and sour. I can't deal with that.
Okay.
It makes my brain go funny. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
Yeah,
So
I'll
yeah,
say so you're doing the festivals. What else have you done? What else have you been doing?
yeah. I'm doing Cali Festival in London on Sunday.
Sunday
That's in
coming.
Islington. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on Caledonian Road in northwest London, I think. Yeah, Islington.
Mhm.
So Britain's got Reggie's got a few acts down there. So I'm doing a little lovers rock set down there. If anybody's in London on Sunday, just turn up. But yeah, and then I'm doing Leicester Carnival in August.
Wow.
Yeah, so far. But in between, I'm doing a lot of writing because I've a producer from Florida reached out to me to do
Yeah.
some work with him because I've always wanted to do like a gospel song,
Yeah.
and he was out in the world doing reggae and dancehall and stuff, and now he's in the church, but he still plays his sound. So
Yeah.
he's got branches in West Palm Beach, he's got in Jamaica, he's got over here. Sounds called Super Love Sound. But
Okay.
he's a producer, the guy that did Stucky. What you
Yeah.
gonna say? What you gonna do, Stucky? Yeah,
Yeah.
he produced that
Okay.
artist and that rhythm. So I'm doing some work with him. Really nice man, So yeah, I'm doing some writing.
Yeah.
So
When does the next single or album drop? What's coming out next?
you know what? I want to do an EP because I've got enough material now. Because when people say, "No, why don't you do an EP or a CD?" I said, "You can't do EP with one track." I've got a bundle of them now, so I can actually, do something. Because you can't have a mixtape if you've got nothing to mix on it, really,
No.
can you?
No.
So that's in the pipeline as well.
Great.
Yeah. Not sure about the album, but EP maybe. Start off with the EP. Yeah. You'll
What's
get a copy, don't worry.
Yes, I know I will. because of the smile. Because of the smile.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah.
disadvantage and advantage of what you actually do. Tell us a little about that.
Um, advantage is I'm doing something that I like, and it's quite easy,
Yes, and
um,
it's not like working.
enjoyable. No, it's easy work, man. It's easy and it's nice, being around people that appreciate what you're doing. And it's like when I see people enjoying what I'm doing, it makes me enjoy it more. It's nice. Disadvantage is the music business is so clicky. It's
Is
so
it?
clicky. It's like, ooh, because a lot of the functions, it's the same people on it
People
all the
turning up
time.
all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, the same people, nothing different. You don't get nothing fresh. They don't let anybody else in to have a chance.
Yeah.
That's the only disadvantage, I think. But that's their choice if that's what they want to do. So
And
it
it's
still don't
and
bother
it's
me. But if I have to say that as a disadvantage, that is one.
and that's everywhere. That's everywhere. It's the same. It's the same where we are in the West Midlands. And it's the same act, the same people you see turning up all the time. And it's
Boring.
when you see one show, you can't get any influence because you keep seeing the same people. Same with if you're a DJ. If you're a DJ and you're not
Yes,
in,
yes.
you're not getting in because it's the same
Mhm.
DJs, same people all the time. You know
Yes,
what I mean? Same with
yes.
like some of the big festivals you see. You know what I mean? There's one I'm gonna have a go at sooner or later. I'm gonna have a go at it. Yeah, but it's always the same people. You know what I mean? When you say something, they're not. It's like they're closing it. You know what? What I find disgusting about that, the Caucasian race used to do that to us, and now we do it to each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true. It's true. It's true. Mm.
Yeah, which is actually, but leave them to it. You just carry on doing what you do, and we carry on doing what we do. I know. Hey, we're different.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Look, you've had me on it twice now.
Stop it.
Hat
Stop
trick.
it. Stop it. Yeah. Now, what I meant by difference, we're Breakthrough TV. You know what I mean? We're different. We're different from anybody else. You know what I mean? Nobody's doing
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
what we're doing. And we actually take things on the people. We got a lot of fights. We got a lot of fights. Some of the fights
You
we're
should.
gonna brought
You're doing something
some of the
productive and
fights.
positive.
Some of the fights I'm
Mm.
gonna tell you about that we get sometimes. You know what I mean? And sometimes there's a program we're gonna do this properly. And sometimes you think, why do we get the fights from your own people so much when we don't get the fights from a different culture? But we're gonna do a
Well,
program about this.
you see, I've always said, right, that you have a group of people
Yeah,
and you have some that are encouraging for you, and you have ones that they seem like they're encouraging you, but they're all right as long as you're on their same level. But if
yeah,
you get a break and you get ahead and you're above them, then that's when the bad mind and jealousy comes out, and they'll do anything to sabotage and want people to. They hate the way that people love you. They want people to be against you just to make themselves feel better. But as long as you're all right on the same level as them, they're fine with you. But if you try and make a move or try and better yourself, they don't like it. They don't like it.
yeah,
That's what I find.
yeah. I totally understand it. I mean, I totally understand. I
Mm.
mean, one of the thing we have to do, we have to actually talk again. We have to go and talk about this because there's some serious thing going on out there, and
Yeah.
as I say, it's just But as I say, we'll talk about this another time. Anyway, the big question I'm going to ask you, because the program is called "What's on Your Mind."
What's on my mind?
What's on your mind?
My dinner. My dinner.
Yeah,
I told my dinner, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Dinner. Yeah. What you having for dinner?
You know what? I'm having fish today. Fish
Yes.
and rice,
Okay.
vegetables,
Yeah.
and I might have a a sneaky prosecco.
Tina, I've just been advised that our time is almost here. It's gone quick.
Oh,
Yes,
already? I'm
I
having
know.
so much fun.
And we'll have to talk again. You know what I mean? We can do it again. So
Oh
let me
yeah,
say thank you.
definitely,
Yeah. Um,
definitely.
you had fun?
Thanks for having me. Oh, always with you, Carl. Always.
Quickly, where can we find your music? Where can we find it?
You can find my music on my page, Tina B Official. You can find it on Amazon Music, Spotify, iTunes, any of the downloadable platforms. You'll find them. Tina
And
B.
what is your latest track? Latest track?
My latest track is "Have I Told You Lately?" That's my latest one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Look after yourself. God
You're
bless you.
welcome.
Thank you for taking the part.
You
And
too.
see, the
Okay.
technology wasn't that bad, was it? We got you.
No, now it's working. It's all right. It's probably your end. You had the problem your end, not mine.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, let me say thank you. Massive respect. Anybody you
You're
want to say
welcome.
hello to? And quickly, anybody want to say hello to?
Just everybody that's tuned in that was interested to hear what we've got to say today. You know, my kids, my grandkids, my mom, and my brother.
Big shout out to Tina B family. God bless you. Guys, my time
Thank you.
is almost here. Producer, let me say thank you. Bye, Tina B. Look after yourself. Catch you soon. Producer, big
Bye.
thanks. Big thanks to you, sir. We'll be back here next week with another What's on Your Mind. We got more guests coming on the program. I'm not going to tell you their name at the moment. I'm going to surprise you, but we've got most guests coming in. God bless. My time is here. What's on your mind? Don't forget, you can catch me on the Drive Time Show, Car with the C, Thursdays and Fridays, 3 till 6, newstarradio.com. God bless.